Hello, my name is Mark Monlux, and you're watching yet another episode of Epic Sketch Time. Epic Sketch Time meets typically once a week. We usually meet for about an hour. It's open to any creative types, but it's basically a drawing session. Anyway, my name again is Mark Monlux, and I'm located in Tacoma, Washington. And by order of appearance, I'm going to have other people introduce themselves. Let's go with James Stowe.
How about somebody else? I'm typing.
Okay, let's go with Bill Morse.
Hi, I'm Bill Morse. I'm a freelance illustrator and cartoonist located in Seattle, Washington, and I also do a webcomic called Rhapsodies.
Now, one of the fun things that people can do is if you show up to Epic Sketch Time more than 3 times, you can get a link to your name and email or website down below, and just click on the doobly-doo and you'll see all the constant players we have. Stowe, are you ready now? Or are you still typing?
I am. No, thank you, and I apologize for that. My name is James Stowe. I was not paying attention at all to what Mark said, so I have absolutely no idea what he wants me to say after my name is James Stowe. What am I supposed to say?
Well, maybe you could tell everybody how this was all your idea.
This was all my idea.
When did you start Epic Sketch Time?
Oh, geez, I don't even know. When did I start Epic Sketch Time? Sometime after I started Freelance Fandango.
Which was about 6 or 7 years ago.
7 years ago was Freelance Fandango, so about roughly the same time. About when I started working for myself, freelance-wise, and I realized that I hated working alone, and I like working with people. So not everyone could meet in person for Freelance Fandango, which is why I decided to start Epic Sketch Time for those people that I wanted to hang out with that I couldn't meet in person, which is hilarious when I say it in the year 2020, as if meeting people in person is an option anymore. But Epic Sketch Time was originally intended to be the Freelance Fandango of the internet, instead of the Freelance Fandango being the Freelance Fandango of the internet. So there you go.
When we originally did Epic Sketch Time, we did it through Google Hangouts. And it's only within the last 2 years we switched over, or rather when we lost Google Hangouts, we switched over to doing it via Zoom. So we were doing this long before the pandemic started. Roger, you're up next.
Hi there, this is Roger, TuneRod99. I'm located in Spokane. I'm a freelance cartoonist working on various projects. Thanks.
And last up, we have Katie Cord. Katie, have you decided on a new last name yet?
I have not decided on a new last name yet. I still am going to be the evil girlfriend, though. So I was in publishing for about 10 years. I got the moniker of evil girlfriend from an ex-boyfriend / ex-husband who said that my cartoons made me an evil girlfriend. And so I used to draw a lot, and then I got into publishing other people and writing. And I'm really trying to get back into drawing and being the original evil girlfriend who is someone who likes to draw not very nice cartoons, but I also like to paint, and that's what I'm doing today is painting. So, and I hope to learn a lot from professional cartoonists and artists to see if it's something I can do more of. So thanks.
Thank you, Kate. So today I'm working on yet another monster for a deck of playing cards. Now, I know that both uh, Bill and Stowe have seen this guy once before, so you should be able to come up with his name, or at least the movie he's from.
Oh darn, I do remember it, but I'm blanking again. Oh,
Oh wait, I know that. I know that monster too. Like I know it. This is an '80s movie, isn't it?
Oh yes, so much an '80s movie.
Yeah, it is. Oh, that kills me. The heck is that?
It's not Ghoulies, is it?
No.
No.
No. Um,
Although that was the answer to the last drawing he did.
No, that was Hobgoblins.
Oh, those hobgoblins. You got me. You stumped me. I don't know. What is that thing?
It's from
Wait. Bill, do you have a guess?
I have my visual memory is better than putting labels on it, so I'll probably hate myself when Mark tells us, but go on.
Twilight Zone, the movie.
Oh, it's the Gremlin, right?
Yes. Dang it. That movie scared the heck out of me as a kid, too. It was more for the bunny.
I almost put the bunny in here.
Yeah, that's a scary bunny.
which one was the one with the? Is the Twilight Zone one the one with the air where they're in the airplane?
That's
Is
the
that
one
what we're?
showing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, I still hate flying in an airplane on the wing because of that. But I could.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I like about it is it improves on the original so much. I watched the original episode with William Shatner in it, and that monster is they do it some nice suspenseful, but the costume in that episode is so silly. It removes any amount of drama.
It is a flying monkey from Wizard of Oz without the wings. It is the worst.
It kept reminding me of the Salt vampire from Star Trek.
Oh yeah, sure. Did you guys see the updated version of that episode from the new Twilight Zone?
Oh, no.
The one that Peele's doing?
Jordan Peele, right? That's a guy. Yeah,
that is it.
He made. It was a very interesting episode. It really messed with your preconceptions of what that episode should be. Because, spoiler, there's no gremlin.
It's interesting the way that script is. I almost think it would work without the gremlin. Did it?
I kept waiting and waiting for it so badly that I kept wanting to see the gremlin. So for me, it was a little bit of a letdown that the twist was, hey, look at this, a completely different weird thing happening here. I was just like, oh, okay, I get it. That's fine. I wanted a gremlin. But that's on me. That's not on them.
I have not seen the new series at all. Which streaming platform is it on?
The CBS.
Now, I'm kind of curious. Does HBO Max carry Disney Plus and CBS? Or are they completely outside of that package?
They're all different. Yeah, I think. Although, I think they're all different. Because I know HBO carries something along with it. HBO Max carries something along with it, but I don't. Oh, it's the DC subscription service. They're part of that too, which makes sense. I mean, it's all Warner Brothers.
And let's see. I think I told you, but for my Christmas movie selection this week, I watched Christmas musicals, well, zombie comedies.
So one was Anne and the Apocalypse, which I highly recommend for anybody to watch.
That's a great movie. Weird, but great.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the other apocalypse musical that you were watching?
It wasn't a musical, but it was an apocalypse comedy. It was Christmas with the Dead. And that one was where technically it wasn't during Christmas, but essentially the apocalypse happened when he was being a jerk to his wife about his attitude about Christmas. So he's obsessing about having the perfect Christmas for his zombified wife, even though it's June.
Okay, I'm not sure if I want to put that on my inappropriate Christmas list movie or my inappropriate Christmas movie list. Pardon me.
Okay. Well, technically.
But I did just yesterday added like 50 new movies, or rather 50 movies I discovered through the help of my various creepy friends.
Uh-huh.
And I would say that about 10 of them are Krampus-themed movies.
Oh, cool.
One is even a Mrs. Krampus, which I had no idea that there was a Mrs. Krampus, but there's some Mrs. Claus horror movies, so they're... You know.
There are female versions of Krampus, just ask Donna. Though I don't believe that they are I'm not aware of any of the versions where they're specifically said to be a relation to Krampus.
I started putting together this list 2 years ago when my niece, she's in her early 20s or so, and she was asking for some off-color Christmas movie recommendations other than Die Hard. So I've put together quite the. So if you, I'll post my letterboxed link to that list. It's got about 152 movies on it. So.
My personal favorite is Lion of Winter. It gives new meaning to Home for the Holidays.
It's a little too highbrow for me. I mean, I enjoyed Lion in Winter, Peter O'Toole, Katharine Hepburn. What's not to like?
Anthony Hopkins as Richard III. It's interesting comparing that performance with what he became specialized for, because his version of Richard is such a meathead that it's almost impossible to imagine him as Hannibal Lecter anymore after watching that one.
Richard Burton is not Hannibal Lecter.
Anthony Hopkins, who played Richard III, is Hannibal.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying. I thought you said Richard Burton instead of Anthony Hopkins.
Mm-hmm.
There's the chat. Okay, there's the link. So in case you don't know, Letterboxd is pretty much the Goodreads for movies.
I need to update my account. I haven't had an idea for a new list for a while, because Mark keeps telling me that my ideas are too obscure and highbrow.
Well, what does everybody else who listens, what other feedback do you get from your movie reviews?
I get an occasional like, but otherwise not much. Though I've been finding them for useful themes. For example, I've been making lists that are specifically movie bibliographies for different projects.
So the one that I'm really looking forward to this year is Fat Man.
Oh, right.
But there was this extremely politically incorrect one. There's one from, I think, Norway called Saint. What country is this that did it?
That sounds familiar. Maybe I saw it when I looked at your list the last time. And whenever I saw it, I kept getting it mixed up with that television spy thriller with Steve McCuen in it.
So let's see, the description is a horror film that depicts St. Nicholas as a murderous bishop who kidnaps and murders children when there's a full moon on December 5th.
Wow.
And
Instant classic.
And yeah, it's definitely a foreign film. I just can't remember which one of the Norwegian companies it is.
Same studio that did Troll Hunter?
I have no idea. Let's see. Was it Rare Exports or was it Strange Exports? What was the name of that movie?
Rare Imports.
Rare Imports. That was a wonderful one.
Yeah, no, considering what the
strange movie.
Yeah, considering what the shorts were like, I was actually surprised that it was as scary as it was. I mean, my favorite bit is where they have one of them in the truck, and the kid looks behind him, and the Santa creature notices him and turns towards him slowly with this grin. Funny, after watching Anna and the Apocalypse, I have one of the songs stuck in my head.
Oh, do tell, Bill, which song?
No Such Thing as a Hollywood Ending, though I also liked the song where she's dancing dancing to her headphones and not realizing that the world is falling apart behind her, literally.
So, in your memory, would you say that the gremlin was kind of like an icy blue or kind of like a weird green gray?
It was
really hard.
In my memories, it's almost came off like a corpse-ish embodiment of the clouds. I would go with, I mean, for all I know, it would be green gray, but I'm remembering a light blue or a light gray.
Has everyone finished with their online shopping?
Yeah.
So my family decided to continue up the tradition of pulling names out of a hat, which we do on Thanksgiving, and still doing a gift exchange. While we all first initially suggested gift cards to make it simple, apparently that's not the way everyone decided to go. They figured they could just ship people their presents. Still, what's your Christmas going to be like this year in comparison to Christmas past?
Well, we're just the family. Beyond that, not much has changed.
What about you, Roger? What do you do for Christmas?
Good question. Not sure what I'm doing this year.
What in the? I have never had this happen before. I just applied for that job, and it immediately told me I was not qualified. Which, trust
What?
me,
It immediately told you weren't
it
qualified?
immediately told me. Like as soon as I hit next to, I wasn't even done with the application. I immediately hit the next button, and it just told me I wasn't qualified for the position. Very, very odd.
What was in the spot before that? How many years of experience have you had? Or
No, it was just your basic. What in the world?
you weren't even done filling out the form?
No. This is so weird. Huh.
That's discouraging.
Yeah, and I don't really understand what happens. Because I really want.
my wife is not a huge fan of Christmas. Matter of fact, I'm going to see if I can find the cover art I made for this CD she compiled together. I'm really excited about this whole new thing with the CASE Act.
Yeah.
The next thing is implementation.
And education, because way too many people still believe the propaganda.
Well, I don't think that.
It's a matter of, how long before they actually have the process in position for us to take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to do a quick screen share on this artwork I did for my wife's CD cover. So she put together a whole lot of anti-Christmas songs. And then let's see if I can find that list.
Yeah, I frequently collect, I have a playlist of extremely cynical ones, though I don't know, not all of them are completely anti-Christmas.
Well, I want to say these are anti-Christmas. Some of them are just very odd.
Yeah.
But they're not your... The Pogues' Christmas of New York was one of them.
Oh, that's a great one. I mean, for a lot of people, that's one of the great Christmas songs. Is Tim Minchin's Red Wine in the Sun in there?
I'm looking for her list.
Another good one, if you don't have it in there, Christmas Time is Killing Us from the Family Guy Road to the North Pole.
Let's see, we've got I Won't Be Home for Christmas by Blink 182. There Ain't No Santa Claus by The Damned. Father Christmas by The Kinks. Punk Rock Christmas by Bouquet of Veal. A really funny Indian version of the 12 Days of Christmas by Boy Mongoose. Hooray for Santa Claus by the Sloppy Seconds. And so many of these are not PG-13, so I'm just going to have to put this list away. I wonder if I have the list on Spotify. Stowe and Bill, so aside from the email that got sent out, did you guys hear any inside scoop on the Case Act, or?
No, I was surprised it turned. I mean, other than the traditional guilt trip emails, I hadn't been paying much attention beyond the general. Well, not since what they Rebecca's update during the national.
I found the playlist on Spotify. I wonder if I can share this list. Yeah, here we go. Here's the share button. There you go. Let's see. Run, Run, Rudolph by the Humpers. Mr. Grinch by the Coast.
Is that a rock and roll version of the song that Tony the Tiger sings, or something completely different?
Something completely different. Silent Night by the Dickies. A Merry Jingle by the Greedies. The Dickies was a band that also did the theme song for the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Probably what they're most well known for. So I'm wondering just how taxed the internet is going to be on Christmas Day with everybody going in through Zoom.
Interesting question. I mean, Thanksgiving worked okay.
Yeah, I wanted to ask a question about the Google blackout about a week ago. Were you guys affected? I wasn't.
I don't remember that happening. There was an outage for a few other things a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, for Google and YouTube and so forth.
Oh, right. Yes, I do. I was affected.
One of the things that happened, the only thing that affected on my end was I have a sister-in-law who had a Yahoo account, and Yahoo was experiencing outages with their email, saying that they were just all the email was bouncing back, and they had outages that were spotty all over the place. So that's the only thing I can relate to. Was it very bad for you, Roger?
No, I didn't get hit at all that I know of. So I'm off on a different branch of the internet here in Spokane sometimes. So what might affect you guys won't affect me, or what affects, and vice versa maybe, but as far as I know, I'm getting no interruption here. So it rerouted, I guess, because that's what they said, that Spokane got hit some parts, I think. Anyway, just wondering.
Sometimes I'll have a problem here with it bogging down all the way, and I found the easiest thing to do is just to shut off the modem and restart it, and that usually throws me onto a different server.
Yeah, that's come up for me a few times.
Do you do the same thing? Do you shut it down and restart?
Yeah. I mean, because occasionally, even when it's cleared up on the other line, it's sort of the correct way to give it the proverbial kick.
Oh, it looks like we lost Stowe. He didn't even say goodbye.
You didn't lose me.
Oh, there you are.
While I was trying to figure something out.
I had a question for you, Stowe.
What's that?
Now, you were saying that you use your phones as hotspots. Is that how you are accessing the internet completely in this new place?
God, no. We just bought like your basic internet package.
Did you go with the Comcast or a Quick?
I think we just went with Comcast.
So for those of you in other parts of the country who are listening to this, or in the other part of the state, Comcast had a monopoly on doing cable and internet in Tacoma, and their prices were outrageous, and they were giving people like hardly any channels. And for like 5 years, I was complaining that I wasn't getting the Sci-Fi channel because I really wanted the Sci-Fi channel. I've been hearing all sorts of wonderful things about it. So the city decided to do their own infrastructure, put in cable everywhere, became the most wired city in the country before the internet really took off, and started promoting their own. And as soon as Click went active, did the price of Comcast drop like a rocket, and suddenly hundreds of channels were suddenly available. But I have some friends who have been on Click all this time, and Click was sold off to a private company, I think, not so long ago. Or there was some sort of change in Click, which has resulted in slightly poorer service being reported, at least by my neighbors. How many people are online in your house throughout the day still? All four of you, or?
All the time. On multiple devices, usually. Like right now, I am online working. I am online chatting with you guys. I'm sure my daughter is online, probably streaming a show while talking to multiple of her girlfriends. My son is probably streaming a show on the big television while playing the Switch online and probably watching YouTube videos on his phone. And my wife is probably just browsing the internet.
So
we use a lot of bandwidth. That's what you're asking. A lot of bandwidth.
Yeah, I was wondering, does it slow you down?
No, not really. We haven't found. I like sometimes, like you got to realize too that this is a big online game. Well, like a gamer house. So we're doing a lot of, especially now that we can't like play role-playing games and tabletop games in person. We're playing a lot of them online. So, and not just me. Like, I mean, I'm in like 4 role-playing games a week, and my son's probably in 2 of them, and that's about 5 hours of Zoom a piece. So, it's a lot of bandwidth. We are not easy on our internet service. Did you guys see my Pokemon for today?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I did.
I'm curious why you left it. Did you leave it without arms because he made no mention in the description of it developing arms?
Yeah, well, it's the thing it evolved from was specifically said they didn't have any arms. Why would I add arms to something that specifically didn't have arms to begin with?
Yeah, it's interesting. I've been doing a Game of Thrones sketch challenge. Well, actually, it's a Clash of Kings sketch challenge, and frequently I've gotten very frustrated whenever the author doesn't describe things as much as he could, but at the same time, I found it very liberating.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
For example, Pyat Pri the Warlock, I'm suddenly realizing he's only described as thin and pale, so that meant I didn't have to give him the shaved head that the character that most people assume the character has. As a matter of fact, I gave him dreadlocks.
Yeah, cool.
But in his original description, did he say, okay, it's a two-headed, or it's a only has two limbs, or? And the whole transparent body, I mean, he said nothing about it being transparent, did he?
Yeah, but oxawaddles, whatever they're called, they are translucent. Like you can see through them.
And keep in mind, this is the guy who deliberately misunderstood the word cute bird.
I tend to, all I do is I take his description as literally as possible.
I think you should show us what that looks like.
What do you mean?
On a screen share.
Which one do you want to see?
Oh, let's see both of them. I'd like to see the original and then, oh, pardon me, your previous unevolved version and then the evolved version.
Oh, okay. Sure. I generally, obviously, in my art file for these things, I don't have what the originals look like because that would be cheating. So for those of you who don't know this particular art project, my son is a big Pokemon fan. 2 years ago now, wow, really? 2 years ago? 2 years ago now, the summer of 2019, so maybe a year and a half. Excuse me. I wanted to do an art project with my son. We had just finished up Sidekick Quest together, and we wanted to work on something else. And so he's a big Pokemon fan. And I said, well, why don't we try to play a game of telephone with it? You can describe to me what a Pokemon looks like, and I'll draw it since I don't know what Pokemon look like on a general basis. I'm not going to try to draw like Pokemon. I'll just draw whatever. It'll be like a warm-up sketch. I'll just draw whatever comes to mind at the time. So we started with his favorite generation, which was Generation 3. And when we were done with Generation 3, we both decided we liked this project so much that we decided to start from the beginning. So we did Generation 1, and then we finished Generation 1. We decided we still wanted to keep going. So I'm currently on Generation 2, and we're almost done with Generation 2 now. And we both decided that we're going to make a book somehow without getting sued. I'm not sure how the not getting sued part's going to work, but we're going to make a Pokedex of Pokénons, and he's going to write up little background things about each one based on my drawings. So now we're going to go one more step away from. So this is the Wooper, which is an armless bipedal blue axolotl with cheek feelers and a long tail, which I thought I did a good job drawing. Although he was really upset with me that I took armless to mean he once had arms and then the arms had been removed. He was hoping it would just have been born without arms. And I'm like, oh, I didn't interpret it that way. And then it evolves into what he called, wait, where is it? Sorry, I have all of my whole evolution of Wooper. It is a blue, fat, happy amphibian with a purple pattern on his back, a huge beaver tail, and a sleek body. So this is what I drew. And I thought he was adorable. He's blue, fat, and happy, yet sleek. He's got a pattern on his back that just happens to be like a vascular system of some sort. My only concern with this particular monster is, since I put his butt cleft above the tail, that means he poops on his own tail on a regular basis, and that's gross. Yeah. If I was a competent monster designer, I would have realized that this creature's tailbone would have existed above the anus and not below the anus. But I drew what I drew, and I have to stick by it.
Well, it's a vector drawing. It's an easy fix.
Oh no, I like the fact that I messed up, and now he's basically a crap catapult.
Oh dear.
Why else would you have a giant beaver tail if not to crap on it and throw that crap?
I'm suddenly having a very different idea of the assorted Pokebot battles.
Yeah, right? I love it. And now for tomorrow, I am working on the 2 new evolutions for Eevee, Espeon and Umbreon.
I'll be interested to see how you top the Ghost Rider one.
I know, the Ghost Rider one is so good.
Though for Umbreon, I'm suddenly having images of the Endless from Neil Gaiman.
Oh, that's not bad. Ooh, that's really good, actually. I'm gonna have to do something there. But this is every one that I've done for season 2 in one file. See if I can zoom out far enough. There you go. That's all of them so far.
Oh, I just looked at the clock and I realized yet another hour has gone by with light chitter chatter, big gaps of silences, and lots of drawing. I hope everyone will join us again next week for yet another episode of Epic Sketch Time, and I'll see you guys all then.
Okay. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Yep.